Okay, so here we are, first week of April. You might say, why are we doing a podcast? Well, because we're proactive, right? We're trying to stay ahead of the curve. Remember, I'm just going to say this as a qualification that this is general information. We seek to educate the public, small business in particular, real estate investors, even perhaps tradespeople, or other kind of small business owners, landscapers, and in particular, again, software companies about tax rules, tax laws, actually more about being proactive, right? 90% of our field is compliance based, and that's important. It absolutely is important. You want to file your tax returns on time. You want to pay your taxes as a good citizen. But at the same time, we like to be proactive and we like to make sure that our clients, the folks that we're working with, are paying what's legally the minimum amount. So I always say in the beginning, just remember this isn't specific tax advice for you or your business, but it's meant to give you an idea of what it would look like to work with someone like ourselves who are more proactive. I myself have a CFO background. I was a CFO in a small company, and we brought that experience out to the marketplace. Been doing this since 1999, and our team seeks to help small businesses reduce their tax bill. We have generally some workhorse strategies that we use. By the way, you can go back and look at some of our previous podcasts and YouTube videos, and you'll notice that next week, we're here in the first week of April, the Augusta strategy, right? We talked about how the Augusta strategy can be utilized in your business, where you're able to rent a property that you own, as others have done in the past. It's a big strategy that is utilized amongst small business owners and large business owners and the like as a way to capture rent in your business tax-free, and at the same time, as an individual, be able to get the deductions on your business for the rent and for the event that's occurring at your property. So make sure you take a look at the Augusta strategy since the Masters will be next week. So what are we doing the first week of April? Well, let me roll the clock back over the last 5 to 6 weeks. We've talked to a lot of business owners, our own clients and prospective clients. And in the case of prospective clients, every one of them said, literally 100%, every one of them said that they do not have conversations throughout the year with their accountant. Now, I'm not talking about compliance conversations. There are many clients, there are many accountants that are jumping on the bandwagon now, in my opinion, unfortunately, albeit too late. And for the ones that are doing an advisory role, good for them. It's about time we've stepped up the game as we should. Remember, accounting is accounting for what happened in the past. We talked about AI and how that's going to change the role of compliance, how that's going to change the role of record keeping, how it's going to change the role of monthly accounting and bookkeeping. There's a lot of opportunity for efficiencies in bookkeeping. So what does someone really want? They want a sounding board for their major financial decisions. They want a sounding board for someone who they could meet with, at least at a quarterly basis, maybe perhaps even monthly. Whereas they can say, what's going on? And what we come back to our clients with, and we've done the same thing with our prospects, is we say, cash coming in, cash going out, who do we owe and who owes us, right? Many small businesses don't have to use fancy accounting methods, right? GAAP, SEC, lease accounting, and the like. We can go on and on and on. IFRS. Now, in some cases, those are all applicable. But what I'm talking about is the lifeblood in the United States, the small business owner, primarily the service businesses, sometimes manufacturing as well. We need to know cash coming in, cash going out, who do we owe and who owes us. And what that does is this. It gives us a sense for where our revenues are. It gives us a sense to make sure that we're capturing the correct expenses. Once we look at those numbers at a high level and then a detailed level, we could build out a roadmap for the next 12 to 18 months. We do an initial plan on our free consultation. When we get together, we do a diagnostic, very similar to what a doctor would do, where they would say, okay, you need an x-ray, you need blood work before they can tell you some of the problems are going on, or even an auto mechanic, right? Nowadays, they plug the car in and get all these electronic feedbacks to tell you what's going on with the vehicle to make sure it's operating correctly. We do the same thing in a free consultation. So what are we doing now as we come into the first week of April? Are we wrapping up some tax returns from last year? Of course we are, right? I want to be realistic. There are just some clients that don't have the capabilities to get that data ready, and we help them. And we're finalizing those returns. But here's what we're also simultaneously doing. We are looking at the first quarter. Every day I've met with people, especially over the last 3.5 weeks, where we said, okay, this is how your business performed, just as we thought it did when we met early in January. And now we're looking to the first quarter. And we're making sure and holding them accountable that they're using the strategies that we suggested and advised they put in place. What does that do? It reduces their tax liability. What does reducing the tax liability? If you're a self-employed person, reducing the tax liability improves your cash flow because guess what it's doing? Come April 15th, when the first quarterly tax payment is due, in most cases, you're only making the first quarterly tax payment. How many people have gotten a surprise when they've gone to have their tax return prepared for their business and the person who they're working with says, oh, by the way, you had a really good profit last year and you owe $30,000, $40,000, or you owe $8,000 or $10,000 for last year. And oh, by the way, I've set up some quarterly payments for you, and you know you owe an extra $3,000 or $4,000 in the first quarter, or you owe an extra $20,000 or $30,000 or $40,000 or $100,000 in the first quarter. That creates a cash flow crunch. It's a surprise that no one likes. So wouldn't it be nice if you had a finger on the pulse of your business, especially from an efficiency point of view, knew what the profitability was, knew what the tax liabilities were, so that you made the correct tax payments throughout the year, and finally, you've reduced your tax bill to reduce your tax payment that's due April 15th, and subsequently again in June and September and next January. By getting together on a quarterly basis, minimum, or perhaps even monthly, you have a feel for what's going on in your business. Cash coming in, cash going out. Who do we owe? What's our revenue look like? Is my payroll too high? Then we could really get into some of the numbers that can be life-changing for you. Am I saving enough for retirement? Am I creating wealth? Does my rental property, does my real estate that I own, if I'm a real estate investor, can I utilize strategies like a cost seg? Is there an opportunity for a research and development tax credit? Can I do the basic workhorse strategies to reduce my tax bill that every business owner should do? Is my entity correct? Should I be an S Corp? Am I a single member LLC? Should I be a multi-member LLC? Does it make sense to have my family involved in the business, hiring children and things of that nature? All of these strategies are put forth for you to reduce your tax bill. That's why it's important to work with us. That's why we always say, Anthony F. Bruce, CPA, more than just an accountant. Our team is more than just accounting. We are more than just going backwards and looking at the data. What we are doing is looking at the data in real time with real data and extrapolating that forward, utilizing our strategies to create a lower tax bill and increase cash flow. I hope that helps. Remember, we have our website out there, afbcpa.com. You're welcome to reach out to us, like and subscribe. Again, that really helps grow the channel. It also gives an opportunity for you to reach out to us. We can set up a free consultation. In our free consultation, spend about 30, 40 minutes. We could do it virtual. We could do it in person. Most of the time, virtual works better for everybody, even if you're local. And what that does is it allows us to do a diagnostic. Let's just look under the hood, if you will. Let's just check the blood work. Let's just do an x-ray. Let's just get a better idea of what's going on in your business and see if we're a fit for you and see if we make sense for your business. I haven't found an example where we have not been able to at least educate somebody, right? We're not selling products here. What we're doing is selling knowledge. We're selling expertise so that when you're driving around in your vehicle, when you're on your client calls, when you're traveling for business, when you're sitting there with your spouse and partners in your business, you know that you have an idea as what's going on in your business from a tax efficiency point of view by being proactive. The largest expense for your business is your tax bill, and it's inflationary. Remember, when you miss a quarterly payment for this first quarter, we are in the highest interest rates for underpayment penalties on a quarterly basis in 16 years. Ouch, that's a big number. So not only are you losing money in your business by not getting the best tax deductions and reducing your tax bill, now you're paying Uncle Sam or Uncle Ed Murphy or whoever, wherever you are, Hawaii, California, New York, Florida, et cetera. Wherever you are, if you have an underpayment on your tax bill, it's eating away in inflation, besides the cost of your vehicle, besides all the other costs that are rising. So I hope that helps. We look forward to talking to you again. Again, remember, reach out, like and subscribe. Tony Bruce, CPA, more than just an accountant, and we'll talk soon. Take care.